So some of you asked to see my pond, so I thought I'd show you. A few people were commenting that it looks like it's overpopulated. And I understand why you think that, because if I throw food into one section, all the fish come to that section. So here, I guess I'll give you a little tour. So the first things first is Texas. This is my filter over here. You unplug the pump, because there's a bunch of pumps here, before you use this filter. So this filter, you move it to backwash to run the water the opposite way through the filter for like a minute, rinse for a minute, then spin it back around, backwash a minute, rinse a minute, backwash a minute, rinse a minute. I do that about once a day at this point because there's so many fish in here. That's my giant ass filter. That's some nasty mushroom looking shit I gotta clean later that always winds up in this filter thing. So this is a pump over there. And then you have a little waterfall with a bunch of leaves and shit. There's a couple of plants I have in the water over here, you can see. There's some lily pads. I have to seed them. There's a little tablet that I put in the lily pad just to make sure that it gets its food. These are the fish. These are the koi. Now I get what a lot of you are saying. Again, the pond is overpopulated. But that's because you're usually only looking at one part of the pond. If you come over here, you'll notice that I have my feeder and I have another waterfall. Because you never want the water to stay stale, so you want the water to always be kind of flowing. I got another hose and pump over here as well. And this is another entirely different section of the pond. You can see that there's virtually no fish in this section because they've all went over there since I put some food over there. Usually I have the auto feeder feed them. That's the auto feeder over there. It's configured to feed them the proper amount of food. I take that back. It was made to give them the proper amount of food at the amount of fish in this pond a month ago. Also, that was before Lizzo fish over there. You can see there's that's Lizzo. That fish over there is a big fucking fish, and that thing, oh my god. There's a couple of fish that have gotten a little too damn big in this pond, but also they've been multiplying since. So as you can see, this section of the pond is mostly empty. This is a camera over here that I use for recording the fishy. So this is a Sony AX53. It's a piece of shit. It's kind of damaged in a bunch of ways, so I just use it for recording fish. And as you can see right here, I think it's actually dead because I left it out in the rain. So yeah, this thing's probably never going to turn on again. I'm fairly certain that this camera actually got destroyed yesterday. I was supposed to bring this camera inside because it was raining, and I didn't want to come downstairs because I was tired, so I left it outside in the rain. So this used to be the camera that I used to stream the fish, and now it is dead. Anyway, so this over here is another thing just for moving water around. And again, we have a couple of little lily pads over here. So you have this one, little lily pad pump. This over here is a hose, and it has a filter on it. So this filters out chlorine and a bunch of other bullshit in the water. I don't trust this thing by itself, so usually anytime I'm using that, I pour a bunch of dechlorinator and other aloe and some other shit in the water, so that not just where I'm pouring the water, but all over it. Really concentrated stuff to make sure that I'm not killing the fish with chlorine when I'm doing this. So usually, I would say damn near once a day, I drain some of the water at the end of the pond and I add some over here, just so that it doesn't get nasty. That's pretty much once a day I do something like that. This over here is a fence that a fox jumps on every now and then. There's a fox that jumps right onto this fence every now and then, and he tries to look at my fishy as if he's going to eat them. And then I come out of my house and I look at that fox like, I'm going to eat you. You're not eating my fish, you prick. So as you can see, there's really it's hard to see the pond because of all the reflections. That makes it kind of difficult. I'm using a piece of shit Pixel 6 Pro phone that I got for free, which is to film it, so you probably can't see very well. It's not really good at filming stuff, and it's even worse at getting service. Nah, one of the ways you could tell if you're the person with the Pixel 6 in a group of people, your phone never has service. So as you can see, this is the waterfall over here, one of the waterfalls. I would like to get some more plants, and I'm working on getting some more plants for the pond. I've got all the stuff in there that turns nitrites into nitrate. And again, I kind of change the water pretty regularly. That's an underwater camera that's actually made to be underwater, so that one has a chance of lasting. And that's the Lizzo fish again over there. That is a look at the size of it compared to the other fish. Like, look at that fucker. Look at that Lizzo fish. Jesus Christ. And there's another one. Look, that's a shark right there. Look at, when I zoom out, look at how big it is compared to the, oh my god. That thing's bigger than Clinton. That would literally eat Mr. Clinton. That's scary. It's crazy how big these things are, some of these fish. Anyway, I thought I would just give you a little tour since some of you people asked to see the pond. So that is my koi fish pond. These are the koi. And yeah, look, just like my backyard in Bed-Stuy. You know, I was reading in the news, my heart goes out to the gentleman that got stabbed 3 blocks from where I used to go jogging by my old apartment that I lived in for almost 15 years. Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose between coming out here, sitting in a nice chair and relaxing, listening to the waterfall, or living back there, I mean, I know what my choice would be. So I'm just going to grab this stick out of here because I got a stick. It's going into my damn water filter. I might actually use this to clean out the mushroom shit later. And yeah, that's about it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. May the koi be with you. Those are some damn cute fish, man. Damn cute fish. That thing literally looks like it has eyeshadow on. Ah, they're starting to fight for the food. You know what's really interesting to me is the fat ass never gets any of the food. I noticed that. He doesn't get any food, but he's the biggest fish. The small fish are always the fish that wind up getting the food at the top, but they don't actually get bigger. Whereas this giant boat of a fish over here, I haven't seen him eat the entire day. I don't understand how that works. You would think the Freightliner fish would have been eaten at least one pellet by now. So yeah, I don't think this is overcrowded just yet. Because again, if it wasn't for the food, this entire area over here would have a lot more fish. And it doesn't because all the food, at least most of the food was over there. Some of it kind of moved. Okay. Now at some point I'm going to have to catch them and give some of them away. Because I don't have enough space if they keep multiplying. The problem is this. I don't know how to catch a fish. So I have a net. Well, see that guy over there? You think I'm going to catch any fish? Watch what happens when I put the net in. I get nothing. No fish. Big fish! Look at how fast these guys are. Even Lizzo. None of them getting caught in the net. Not a single fish. Now, if you try to move the net through the water really fast, you'll wind up bending the net. So one of them, yeah, you see how I bent this one to the point where it's almost unusable, it's totally broken in that section? If you move the net too fast, the resistance of the water will bend this thing. So you can't do that too many times. You have to get a perfect shot in order to catch a fish. And I just haven't learned how to do that yet. Because the moment you put this thing in the water, they know. They instinctively know exactly what this is. It's like when you try to take Oreo to the vet. Dear God, that is a fight. I had to take him for a dental cleaning recently. Oh man, getting him in that cat carrier was something else. These fish know what a net is, because when you do this, whoop, yeah, they know. Ain't none of these fish dumb enough to go in the net. Alright. Anyway, that's it for today. As always, hope you learned something. Maybe I'll try with the big net. We'll go all the way down here and try to... Yeah, you see that? You see how they all scatter? Ain't none of these fish stupid enough to go in the net. And you can't move it very fast, and if you move it fast, you bend it. Ah! Fishy! Yeah. I could maybe move it faster if I had two hands for this, but I'm having one hand to hold the phone. But I know if I do that, I'm just going to bend it. I'm going to break another one of these things. Yeah, see, it's bending already. Look at that. See what happens if you try to move it fast through the water? No such luck. It's hard to catch a fishy. I'll tell you what. Catching a kitty is far easier than catching a fishy. Alright, see you later.